All right, so I saw the new Tim Robinson Paul Rudd movie Friendship, and I gotta say, it's a very interesting film. Obviously, with Tim Robinson, you never know what you're gonna get unless you're expecting I Think You Should Leave, in which case you know exactly what you're gonna get. But that's such a broad guess that it's gonna be right 99% of the time. I just really like how overly dramatic it kind of is at points, because that's even funnier when you take into account that this is distributed by A24. So it just parodies upon itself even more so. And I gotta admit, it's a very fun movie. I think it's very funny. The story is pretty simple. It's about this very antisocial guy, like extremely antisocial, and then his wife just goes, "Hey, go make friends with the new neighbor." And then all of a sudden, it's Tim Robinson taking over, and it's very funny and surprisingly kind of sad. But I don't know if it just hit me in the feels specifically, or if many people are going to be feeling this way. But I was kind of sad at the end of it, in all honesty. And there are just some moments that are so funny that it makes it fun to see it with a bunch of people. And my screening was packed, like it was a nice full showtime, and that made it way more fun and engaging, because like when people are engaging with a comedy, it's so much more fun than when you're just sitting alone and laughing at certain jokes, and then some of them you're like, oh, that's not that funny, but as long as other people are laughing, you start laughing, because laughter is infectious. So it's a good time. So I will give a hand grenade score here. Cinematics, like I said, the cinematic experience of it all is really just the comedic and seeing this with a big group of people, and that's what makes it more interesting. And luckily, I had a pretty packed theater who was all really invested in this movie, so it was a blast. So, cinematically speaking, it's very hit or miss, but I will give it a hand grenade score here. Directing, I thought the directing was pretty solid. The pacing was pretty solid. I was just, I needed to be over because I was feeling things, and I needed it to be done. But I was having a good time, and it was all really solid. So, I'll give up a hand grenade score here. Acting, like I said, Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd are really good in this movie, and everyone else is kind of just sort of there. They're not as relevant, but it's all very heavily reliant on Tim Robinson, obviously. And then Paul Rudd is that secondary one that it's reliant on, but mostly Tim, and he's really good in this movie, and I thought it was really solid. Does this play like a bit of a longer episode of I Think You Should Leave? Yeah, kind of, but it's got its moments, and it's very, very funny. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day. If it's a comedy movie and it makes you laugh, it works, and that's all that matters. So that's what I recommend. I'm going to say that this is a hand grenade movie, just purely due to the expectations and experience, which was fun. And it was about as funny as I expected. It was a little more heartfelt than I expected, and the ending was really funny, just because of the random ass needle drop that they do. Yeah, good times. I recommend this. Go check it out. Yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a like. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions on Friendship if you're planning on seeing it now, or if you've already seen it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and other than that, I'll leave you guys to it.